What if the food you eat every morning is quietly aging your body from the inside out? Japan's most beloved doctor, Dr. Shigaki Hinohara, lived past 105, and he warned millions of seniors about one common breakfast mistake. It spikes your blood sugar, it inflames your cells, and it leaves you crashing by noon. But the fix? It's gentle, proven, and might already be sitting in your kitchen. Let's take a closer look, because your first meal of the day could either heal or harm. After 60, your metabolism slows, and your morning routine matters more than ever. But many seniors still start their day with a food that scrambles their hormones and drains their energy before noon. Dr. Hinohara saw this day after day, in thousands of patients, and in his own 100-year life. He believed one small shift at breakfast helped him stay clear-minded, mobile, and joyful, even in his final years. And today, I'll walk you through exactly what he avoided, what he ate instead, and how you can try it starting tomorrow. 1. Carb myth. Have you ever noticed? We've all been taught the same thing about breakfast, that you need a good source of energy first thing in the morning. Usually that meant toast, cereal, maybe a little jam, a glass of orange juice, and for a long time, that made sense. But what if I told you, after 60 your body starts responding differently? What once gave you fuel now might be quietly draining your energy. You see, as we age, our cells become less sensitive to insulin. That's the hormone that helps move sugar out of your blood and into your muscles. So, when you eat something like white toast with jam, your blood sugar doesn't just rise, it lingers. And your body has to pump out even more insulin just to bring it back down. In fact, one study from the Mayo Clinic found that seniors need 60% more insulin than younger adults just to manage the same meal. And instead of energy, you're left with inflammation, fatigue, brain fog, maybe even joint stiffness by lunch. In 2022, researchers tracked 1,200 seniors who ate high-sugar breakfasts. They found that markers of inflammation stayed elevated for 6 hours, every morning, day after day. That's not fuel. That's a fire your body keeps trying to put out. Now, Frank didn't know any of this. He was 71, started every morning with toast, jam, and juice, just like always. But by 11 a.m., he'd crash, every day. He thought it was age, until he tried something different. He swapped the toast for protein and milk, kept the orange juice, but added a tablespoon of olive oil. Just that. And within a week, the crashes stopped. He felt steady, focused. Even his naps got shorter. Sometimes the answer isn't more sugar. It's slowing the rhythm, letting your body breathe. So, if you've always believed carb. 2. The metabolic time bomb. Hiding in your toast, that's 15 grams of pure sugar, practically 4 teaspoons, before 8 a.m. So, what happens next? Your pancreas kicks in, releasing a surge of insulin to bring that sugar under control. But after 60, your cells aren't as responsive as they used to be. It's like trying to open a rusty lock with a bent key. Your body keeps twisting, pushing, exhausting itself, just to unlock the door. And here's the kicker. The harder it works, the worse it gets. Over time, this daily glucose surge leads to what we call post-meal inflammation. Tiny alarm bells go off inside your cells. Cytokines like IL-6 and CRP flood your system. And for seniors, that inflammation sticks around. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that after eating a high GI breakfast, older adults had 47% higher inflammatory markers for 6 hours. That means from breakfast to lunch. Your body's been under stress the entire time. No wonder so many people feel sluggish by mid-morning, or wake up achy and can't quite shake it. Lillian, 66, used to call it foggy mornings. She thought it was just aging, but all she did was swap the toast for a simple egg and some sautéed spinach with a splash of olive oil. By the second week, she said she felt clear. That's the power of lowering that early blood sugar spike. And don't worry, I'll walk you through exactly what to eat instead. But first, there's one hormone that gets hit even harder than insulin, and it may explain why your sleep feels off, even if you didn't eat anything after dinner. Let's take a look. 3. the hidden hormone wreckage, how sugar hijacks your cortisol. Now, here's something most people miss. It's not just your blood sugar that gets thrown off by a sweet breakfast. It's your hormones, specifically cortisol. Now, cortisol gets a bad rap, but it's actually a vital hormone. It helps you wake up in the morning, focus, and respond to stress. But the key is rhythm. Your cortisol should rise gently in the morning, peak around 8 a.m., and then slowly fall throughout the day. That's what helps you feel calm in the afternoon and sleepy at night. But when you eat a sugary breakfast, it's like throwing gasoline on a small fire. Suddenly, cortisol doesn't just rise, it spikes, fast, hard, chaotic. It's like flipping on a giant floodlight when all you needed was a reading lamp, and that throws off your whole day. You feel wired when you don't want to be, restless, and by bedtime, your body's still confused. A 2021 study in the Journal of Endocrinology found that older adults who consumed high-sugar meals in the morning had disrupted cortisol curves for up to 18 hours, meaning poor sleep, higher blood pressure, and even cravings the next morning. It's a full hormonal loop. But here's the part I love. You can blunt that cortisol spike, naturally. Olive oil, just 1 tablespoon, added to your breakfast, your juice, or even blended into a smoothie, helps slow glucose absorption. It's like a filter for your metabolism. Instead of a flood, you get a steady stream. Tom, age 70, was struggling with what he called jumpy mornings. He'd wake up anxious, alert but not rested. He tried cutting caffeine, tried sleeping longer. Nothing worked until he changed breakfast. Now every morning, 1 glass of orange juice with a splash of olive oil. That's it. Within days, he felt a difference, not just in his mornings, but in how he slept. So, if your days feel scattered, or your nights don't feel restorative, it might not be your age. It might just be the wrong fuel at the wrong time. And that brings us to the question so many have asked. What did Dr. Hinohara himself eat every morning? Into his hundreds? Let's open his morning routine. 4. What Dr. Hinohara ate every morning and why it worked. Now, let's talk about something deeply simple, because sometimes the answer isn't found in a pill bottle. It's found in a quiet habit, repeated with care. Dr. Shigaki Hinohara, who lived to 105 and saw patients well into his hundreds, followed the same morning rhythm every single day. And it wasn't a trendy diet, it wasn't complicated, and it didn't involve measuring or tracking anything. Here's what he did. Each morning, he drank a small glass of milk for protein and balance. He sipped black coffee or tea, unsweetened, to gently stimulate the system. And with his orange juice, he added a tablespoon of olive oil. That was it. No toast, no cereal, no sugar-laced yogurt or fruit cups. And when asked why, he said something beautifully simple. If you start your day calmly, your body listens to you. You see, that combination, protein from the milk, polyphenols from the olive oil, and just a bit of natural sugar from the juice, creates a kind of metabolic harmony. The fat slows the sugar, the antioxidants reduce inflammation, and the ritual itself, it's grounding, like putting your metabolism on a calm, steady train track, instead of a roller coaster. Now, Rosa, 68, had struggled for years with afternoon crashes. By 2 p.m., she said it felt like someone unplugged her energy. She thought maybe she needed more vitamins. Or maybe it was just age. But once she adopted Dr. Hinohara's breakfast, within a few days, she said the fog lifted. She could finally get through the afternoon without needing to lie down. No crash, no sugar dips, just steadiness. And that's what this is really about. Not perfection, not restriction, but steadiness. Because after 60, the goal isn't speed. It's staying upright, clear, and present for the moments that still matter most. Now, in just a moment, I'll help you connect all of this back to your own life. But first, let's take a breath and remember what we've learned. Dr. Hinohara once said, "How you begin your day shapes the life that follows." And the older I get, the more I believe he was right. Because your morning, it's not just a meal, it's a message to your body. You can start with sugar and spend the next 6 hours trying to recover. Or you can start with balance and feel steady until dinner. Now, no one's asking you to overhaul your life overnight, but maybe, just maybe, tomorrow morning, you try one small thing differently. Add a tablespoon of olive oil to your juice, swap toast for a hard-boiled egg, or even just slow down enough to notice how you feel after eating. Because at this stage of life, less often means more, and your metabolism, it may be slower, but it's still listening. So here's my question for you. What's one gentle shift you're willing to try tomorrow morning? Just for you? Leave it in the comments below. We read every single one. And if this gave you something to think about, or even just a little peace of mind, consider subscribing. Each week, we share real tools, real stories, and small shifts that help you feel steady, strong, and supported, right where you are. Thanks for spending this time with me. I'll see you in the next one.